Hello, everyone. It's Ryan Graham from BC Strata Tech. Today, we're covering a realtor solution called Use Amelio. Its founder, Hani Faraj, will show us how realtors are using his service to streamline the open house process. Let's bring in Hani. Hello, Hani.
Hey Ryan, how are you, buddy?
Pretty good. Welcome to the show. Thanks for taking the time today.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So everyone's going to be wanting to know why should they be using Use Amelio and what is it? But first, we want to know who is Hani Faraj. Let's get a background as to who you are and how this came to be.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I'm a local realtor here in the Greater Vancouver area. I started in real estate in 2014. I'm a dad of two, a husband, and I'm a big nerd when it comes to technology. I use different types of technologies and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's pretty much me. I've been in real estate. Before that, I did mortgages for a little bit
Oh,
here
wow.
in Ontario. Before in Ontario, you didn't need a license to become a broker unless
Hmm.
you were under somebody. So I moved here in 2008, and a couple of years later, I became a mortgage broker and eventually got into real estate. But I really love the real estate business, and I'm a big proponent of technology that helps realtors improve their business.
Great. And what year did you create Use Amelio? When did it come to be?
So to be honest with you, man, I've always wanted to create some technology, and it took me a
Hmm.
long time to finally kind of. I failed many, many times. As you know, I'm not technical. We've had this
Yes.
conversation before, and but something happened. I'm sure you guys know the guys from Eli Report. So in
Yes.
2019, they kind of said, "Hey, can you help us with doing outbound, or at
Hmm.
least reach out to some offices and stuff?" And before that, I didn't really have the confidence and stuff, and I helped them out a lot with that. And they kind of gave me a lot of attaboys, like, "Hey, man, this is awesome." They started signing up some offices and stuff like that, and it I caught the bug, as they say.
Hmm.
I was like, "Wow, I actually have a lot of friends, and this is not hard to just call people, hey, try this out."
Yep.
Whatever. So that's when I started developing the idea. It was 2009. I didn't go anywhere. Failed a bunch of times, lost a bunch of money. But really, we got serious, I would say, during like 2021.
Oh, perfect.
Hmm.
So it's been around at least a few years
Yeah.
out in the wild, right? You prototyped
Yeah.
it, now it's production ready, and people have
Yeah.
been using it, regularly, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Awesome. So I guess now you can kind of explain to people what really is Use Amelio, and why should they be using it, right?
So here's the thing. I learned this because I worked for a startup many years ago, and
Hmm.
a lot of big brands, let's say La Chateau, Aldo's, whatever. The biggest problem is that when somebody comes into your store, they have no way of tracking them. There's no way
Uh-huh.
to like keep in touch with them or whatever. And I realized in the real estate business, it's the same thing. Many realtors, I love them to death, but they have an open house. People walk in and they're like, oh, I just reduced the price. Oh crap, I reduced the price and nothing happened. Well, all those people that came to your open house, you've lost them. You don't know who they
Yes.
are. You didn't make them sign in or whatever. So I was like, what is an easy way to get people to sign in without any friction? And I won't lie to you, what helped was QR codes they've been around for a long time, as you know, but they
Yes.
became popularized during COVID. And our local board, the Greater Vancouver Real Estate Board, they came out and they said, look, anytime somebody comes into the open house, you got to make them sign in that they're not sick. And I'm like, well, how am I going to do that with like there's a lineup and it was busy, as you know, real estate can
Yeah.
be really
It's
busy.
very
So
clunky then.
I'm gonna have to wash their pens, and oh my god, this sounds crazy. So I literally went and got a QR code redirect, got a
Hmm.
landing page, got a URL, got all these different tools, cost like
Wow.
$100 a month, and I said I'm gonna do this QR code. It's gonna go to a landing page, and we'll see what happens. And
Hmm.
sure enough, I remember I did it to this place in North Van. My first open house is a condo, which is why we created it. What happens is you end up with like a piece of paper like this, and it says scan before you enter. So it could be used at a townhouse complex, at a condo complex. And I remember before anybody could open the door, I remember my phone pinging saying you got a new lead. I
Yes.
was like, I didn't have to tell anybody, didn't have to sell a single soul how to use it, which is, as you
Wow.
know, in technology is called end user adoption. And sure enough, it worked. And it kept happening. 100% of the people that walked in had done this before they opened the door. And I was like, this has got to be a flip. And I did another open house and another open house. And then obviously, I run a team of 8 realtors at the time. I had a little bit more. I think we had 6 at the time. And
Mm,
I gave it to them. One girl had 40 people sign in. It was
wow.
unbelievable. And then I was like, okay, that's cool. And then Monday came, we had offers, and only had one person had expressed that they want to make an offer. So I ended up calling the rest of the people and I said, hey, by the way, you came through the open house. Are you interested in making an offer?
Hmm.
And sure enough, man, they're like, yes, we're interested. So I ended up getting 2 more offers for my clients because I had people's info. Like, oh, is that offer a presentation today? Oh, crap. Let me call my realtor. So I sold that place multiple times, and it has continued to like improve. Like I said, the thing is proven from an end
Yes.
user standpoint. So that's how the idea came about. And then, I did some user interviews and I talked to realtors and they said, yeah, this sounds cool. And here we are today. Eventually, a friend of mine joined me as an investor and we built it. And, here we are.
Wow, that's great. And now, for people that aren't realtors per se, um, how do you find the difference, right, of using Use Amelio versus the old practices? Like, does it really improve the experience for that buyer, right, that's coming through the door? Did you find that they really showed the emphasis that they truly enjoyed that process? Or like, wow, this is so easy for us to get in here, right, and move
Mhm.
along, make the process quick.
There's a couple of, well, first of all, I used to make people do. I honestly, I'll be honest with you. In the beginning, I used to make you can't get in unless you sign in. But
Yes.
what's nice about it is that people are using their own phones, which is nice.
Yes.
Second of all, what I learned from some female realtors, they said some people, like especially young women, they don't want to sign in through a pen and paper because let's say there's some weird guy or girl,
Yes.
whatever, behind you. They may pick up your number. Well, that's a
Yes. Oh,
privacy
yeah.
issue, right? Also, you want to make sure you capture everybody's info, especially if it's a luxury home and people have valuables. Again, you're gonna try to play this. You're trying to protect your sellers, honestly.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the buyers, I don't know if you know, most of us have autofill on our phones, so
Yeah.
it's a
So
really
quick.
easy process. Name, phone number, email. We ask some questions. Hey, do you have a realtor? Do you want to be updated if offers are coming in? And then we
Yeah, they
can
can
even
opt
follow
in.
up. Yeah, exactly. They can opt in essentially. So that's really, but yeah, buyers have told me they love the idea,
Hmm.
especially some that are, they want to be contacted
Yes.
because they don't have representation. And also they want to be notified if that property, lowers the price or gets an offer. They want to be
Yes.
notified. So
And they
that's
don't
what
have
I
to worry
do.
about like getting business cards and stuff per se anymore, right?
Yeah,
It's just like,
yeah.
oh, I'm already going to be contacted, right?
Yeah, and some of them, honestly, we tell them if it's not you, no problem. Just put your realtor's info number in
Yeah.
there. Like, I don't care about that. I just want to contact somebody on your behalf who's interested. You know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Perfect. That's great.
Mhm.
I guess now, did you want to show a little bit more about the website, or do you want me to bring
Yeah,
our
no,
streamlines up
absolutely. I'll explain it. Just
a little more?
anybody who wants to sign in, they can go to this website, useamelia.com. They can
Hmm.
sign up. There's no iPad that's required, although there's iPad mode.
Yes.
Basically you just need the user, which is your visitor, needs just a phone to sign in, and this is the process. It's really simple. Basically you enter open house information here, so auto populates. You upload one picture, and then we already have some what we call stock. We've tried many different like questions, and so far we have some stock questions that we can ask, and I've had people add their own, but ideally you just want to have 3 questions, no more. That becomes too much. And then as I showed you, we have these little open house signs, and there's multiple brands that represent, let's say, your home life, Remax, whatever, a private company. There's different colors that represent you, and this is what kind of gets spit out. And then you just put it on the door like this. And if it's a strata, again, it's really important. It's most useful, honestly, for strata, because sometimes stratas don't allow you to just let people in. You got to accompany everybody. So while people wait, they can sign in, which is awesome. The visitor of the open house, they scan the QR code, and then it takes them through this journey of answering some questions. And once they get in, the realtor can either send them to this single property page that we already have, built in already for them, or they can send them to their own website, which I highly recommend. And basically, the realtor gets an email like this: "Hey, it's Hani. He just signed in, and by the way, he has no realtor, or he does have a realtor." So you want to be very careful if they have representation, not to ask them personal questions or what we call motivation questions. And that's it, man. It's really simple. There is a CRM in case you do want to contact people. So that's pretty much it, man. It's really simple. Within 3 minutes, you can create this. To me, honestly, this is so funny, man. I used to make this, and it wasn't this pretty. It was pretty ugly. For every time I hosted a condo open house, but now it looks pretty good. So I'm pretty proud of it.
Yeah, you have a whole bunch of templates, don't you? Right?
Yeah. We have multiple templates for different colors and all that stuff. And we have one that's like this prominent, big picture, one that's like where the QR code is a big picture.
Hmm.
And honestly, some people can just download the QR code and use it on their own piece of paper if they want to make their own design, which is useful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that looks great overall. It seems to streamline the experience for the buyers, and the realtor gets to capture that data, right? That important data, the leads potentially.
Mhm.
Makes it nice and easy. No more papers that they have to, go and collect, or pens that they have to buy and hand out to everyone,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
And just streamlines the overall experience for both parties
Mhm.
involved.
There are some open house applications out there, and I've
Hmm.
had some realtors have told me like if they've had some stolen, broken. One lady told me she had an iPad, somebody was using it, and they dropped it and broke the screen. Hundreds of
Oh no.
dollars later, stuff like that. So again, we you still have to print something,
Yeah.
or you can even display this on your computer, and people can sign in once they're inside. So
Yes.
I've had multiple people you do different things with it, which is kind of cool. Yeah,
Yeah. Whatever works for them, right?
man. Well, definitely.
Awesome. Now, I guess, what's next for you and Use Amelio? Is there anything else that you've got in the works now?
To be honest with you, like as a person, like after spending a couple years building this,
Mhm.
I'm honestly looking for a technical person who loves real estate or maybe doesn't love real estate, but they want to partner with a guy who's like myself, who's a sales guy, business development person. That would be the ideal situation. And the
Mhm.
second ideal situation would be for us to kind of join a company that's in the real estate vertical to help them with sales and marketing. Because, there's nothing. I mean, I know a lot about this business. I don't know
Yes.
everything, but I know quite a bit just from years of experience. So I'm excited about anybody who's building technology for real estate because I know what works. I think, I've used a lot of technology, as you guys
Yes.
know, right?
And you're
Yeah.
innovating. I mean, you created Use Amelio, right? So,
Yeah, man, and many people told me I would not be able to create anything as a
Mhm.
non-technical person. But it's okay. Like just making it was awesome and a lot of fun. I loved the learning experience for sure. You know,
Awesome.
yeah, man.
So I guess people can get started with Use Amelio just by going to useamelio.com. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And then they just sign up, and it's quick and easy, pretty self-serve. And if they need any other guidance or advice or anything like that, how can they get in contact?
We have a support chat
Okay.
once they're in, so they can reach out that way. My phone number is on there. Honestly, they can reach out to me. I'm pretty easy to find if you just Google Hani Faraj, my direct. I'm a realtor. I have to be found. So I'm easy to find, honestly. And if they need any mentorship or coaching, again, if they're in the Vancouver area, I'd love to help as well. But yeah, like I'm pretty accessible, I think. You know.
Awesome. Well, then I guess thanks for coming on the show there, Hani. Really appreciate it, and we'll get this out to our membership to show realtors and the sellers, how this can really improve their experience.
Absolutely, man. Thank you, Ryan. I
Awesome.
appreciate you inviting me. Take
No
care.
worries. Take care.